the Chief Justice has been suspended. There's no constitutional instrument or digital so they suspended. We're exercising the discretionary power without a CI. With CI done Ambraso. Embra with TS Article 296. I can also die my mini without suspending her. One thing I have to be assured of is we will do worse. Tell me, Bema will be a fee. Bema will be near Bema's Yobiokrum. Chief just say, ye in a dear by baby. Or not to last for 1,000 years, there will be a town position. Whatever they will do, or whatever they've done, they should see, they should be ready for a multiple fold of it. A partner say already know all back a Bemo I was say a clean judiciary. No, also this is an opportunity for me to clear it. It's an opportunity to remove this woman. This is an opportunity to make sure say the next step say to remove the EC. This is an opportunity to get my people at the bench so that we can prosecute our cases without evidence.
I was saying for a dreader a chair we and a minority side me NPP any demonstration can say people as share so any Chief Justice here Mampini John Dramani Mahama as suspended and a woman said there be and Amona Mahama etuno enye anamo papa and until omo dan di e channel it's not some of for them cast or motiba a demonstration into more fast aquine so e catch and say near why and one sign embre be yesa na asa ya temu no sem no eno and a person would take as na demonstration no air cost no you who say in as a mintim one cinch no should because so our minority leader afenyo markings any police for no entem and no kwanam so Emma Kelvin Taylor babontin abekache IGP says one kwankwache afenyo because no yeah no assault and no assault police officer na or share uniform as a Ghana 2 million national bano now so minority leader no am for any answer ama ordinance aka Canada that is what the Ghana nim etutu from intima IGP ents na ho Emma enye hwe han efra hwe afenyo markings Emma ne emfa ne hundi afenyo markings so eko Adom FM eko quotation se no kire na esi wo hopot na so penifo se ne wo kwa aten ne wo ba aten ne wo no gina ho no wono ene atentudo ene mensa akama no oda ko ya wo ye communication and as wo ye communicator edema NPP amanyuko no demonstration na wo di echa wo ko bi enu ntimene ne ba behwehwe nkomo ne ebisa ne se ede important ene si ye wo demonstration no ase afei ne ekoso wo NPP party mu eno mugina be ewo abusuame nse wo mre no eye too much GH no nibusu wo hwe mesewo we me subscribe button so na de be ona kan ho sa no upload me to mo ape wona first person ya on se betimi akabi kan ho ne mama no la pa na fe fa ko mo hwehwe
so o hwehwe a ubehu anonu wajiba ye Prophet Dr. Benigo Invisible Teaching Hospital.
For your spiritual healing, please come to Nsawamo Ureku Liberty House, where the hospital is located, or Kingdom of God Ministry International, or Twase. For further information, please contact the following numbers:
020-859-9576.
Ohene Mwapa.
Then
Bibi aboko.
Trade your part no so.
Ye de nyame aseboko. Demonstration no timi ko.
Because
Ene yemi say edian pa the course between Afenyo markets, minority leader, mighty minority leader, any place for it.
me that say me koye. I was there with them and then the AC airport in this videos. I wasn't that close to seeing that the AC airport in now, so there's one particular video which I have the video on my phone carrying as the police officer now or this whole conversation Eddie Kai Pia you're a market or piano and then Upia na your new tinted law of motion or see every action or see with every action there is an equal and opposite reaction.
Okay.
Into piano and also born nature one so nature so not boy. Service we didn't cry or sign that the warrior king said well you can intimidate us because you're in a position. We have a police will be on mobile or professionalism at that particular day a soul being but as a back home you'll be so wow what you want for a yet training more as a mode or what as a motive and then the whole demonstration why very sad. And see when you look at me this you're a federal market never police you know it doesn't make sense logically. and I hear a figure marking so not down. Oh, police near so. Be ne kosi ma bibisa e bai. A police for that police will be pretty edge now. I didn't know that particular police officer and any bonnet so. Because the why bibi. O piano ko. O utie sabi you know can say why you want to kill me. Oh yeah bibi. Ain't I believe sir we should watch the entire video. And there transpire any DC. Say them they can kind the Newton 10 law of motion. With every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. They see here about the whole Venus or not.
And see, send your watching me say, police in the can hear police officer and the war in the Juma or Boban. A biana Omudru Hono, Giddy Biana air costume. At that time, police officer the Bicrana or observe say, oh, minority than a would ye. And see, a biano no air prevent to say, be ya. A dominant medicine for almost and a be an encyclo car leader. So, we can see a beer, therefore, you're not certain. It's yanka concerning video, you who are opiano. So, be any gun or because we must have or be any. Well, a penny minority leader at least give according that particular respect. Since it will be piano. Is it because party or power as a day? As a question. The CEO, be there for a second telephone or more or be a move say be a papa. Can you tell me? Be a cap and a teacher. It's a teacher that ain't me blame papa, Massa and a teacher. Be a cano. It's a dear cano, so you also address a dear cano. The idea a year in the jail with the whole conversation, women say, police, penny, IGP actual crack my Raffin market. Why we or they that particular petition or see he's available to assist with investigation. Our waiving immunity, parliamentary immunity cross anytime, yeah, he's there for them to assist with investigation. Or be our paper, sir, Obeshana Ghana, your constitution, your rule of law, and their age man. So such particular person on can deliberately, only police, only what they stand for. It won't mean sorry one day say I just want to attack the police officer. No. It is so because a course no a assaulter.
So we are trying the final report from the police. I'm not going to finalize it as whether it's an assault or not. And at the end of the day, the Newton third law of motion, there was an action and an equal and opposite reaction. It's at the end of the day, police for a year should be determined. So not assault or one because here are federal marking so claim say he has been assaulted. Okay. And the police know the other side also can say oh no so has been assaulted. So at the end of the day there will be an investigation. Out of the investigation they will say whether there was an assault and who was assaulted. Is it the minority leader and say police officer? Okay, I feel more petition na mode koma stand do be awoje response na stand do be dey by nature Ghana for say when demonstration am koye ne krampo no stand do be arenda demonstration useless and for so be amaso. We wanted to send a message. Okay. The message that the person is sending out there is our democracy needs to be protected. Whether you are John Dramani Mahama, EBT and answer unti no eso no ankasa. The case on the 7th of January also afinemu esra chair Ghana for say he will uphold and defend the constitution. Okay, Ghana yemra pono a eboye nyina ho bai na. Okay, article 147 so 146 10A na eno na ma omampani ho kwan say obe suspend the chief justice. And now share a deputy omo no say may suspend may purchase a discretionary or pa and obey or pa only. It is a BB better than discretionary. It falls under Article 296C. Okay. 296C. Now 296C no super say obi exercise any discretionary power. Say onye a judicial body I will see a constitutional instrumental a beg govern adia obey. So in this instance I can say the Chief Justice has been suspended There's no constitutional instrument or digital so they suspended.
Really?
Yes. There is no constitutional instrument. If you know, you can let me know. There is no constitutional instrument. How they suspended. While exercising the discretionary power without a CI.
But say, na mumra kwanso na wafa na wayasa ni
wa wetia da na mraso. Embra wetia so article 296.
Okay.
Yes. We follow ni nyina. Sefako Council of State. Yes say. But say a drum pempen so person who exercise a discretionary power whether to suspend her or not. Constitution article 296C no say here a constitutional instrument out there yes idea. So ne dey say na ke also die maame no onye na eduma without suspending her.
Okay.
Now committee now go say o my establishing no enye na eduma while she still occupies a position. But some person suspending it there, it falls and it now moves from article 14610A no. Eba article 296C no.
Okay.
Say we hear a constitutional instrument to exercise a discretionary power if you are not a judicial body.
Okay.
I hope we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Yes. 80 MPP4 our case because already you know before I end this back Omayati said they need to clean the judiciary. Omayati said they need a new chief justice. Omayati also said the bench is not balanced. It also more balancing the bench. It shall say appointing NDC judges.
So say NDC judges.
Yes.
Only NDC party cards.
Mampeni said he needs to balance the bench because someone work on a MPP4. And yes, I'm okay.
It is a Mampeni said he needs to balance the bench and
yes.
or the NDC for that.
Now we say MPP4 and work and you need to balance it. It's your one of free. I'm a PPP4.
A band is saying na say NDC4 can MPP4 can. Already Ghana ye judicial system na kasi she dey need GD wo musa. It is a ban say na say mo amanfo no so mo ye ni say ya na nye e form no kwa na mo de
sometimes I won't say only the media but I say we are most of Ghanaians like to sit on the ship of hypocrisy and then be sailing or because first of all obia EPP address that particular person. Said yeah we enye Memo be reacted, then you see the reaction, but you don't see the action.
Okay.
You have to see the action first. Address the action, then you can address the reaction. If me say, go for our point to you, NDC judge, I'm not wrong. Because president say, almost is here, MPP4, and they need to balance it. So if you have to balance the bench, already or more MPP4 and you need to balance it or more point to automatically they are NDC
party cards it's what mean confirm some NDC4
but so are you saying say Mampini some can say they need to balance the bench you know after you are there no patch
okay
so are there no patch
oh so balance the any you share Mampini na kasa ni who say who ka say on the NDC4 na abehye ho a e ho na e be problem ni baba
na problem
party cards
any problem I don't know what's your MPP4 put party cards
okay
almost your MPP4 put party cards put party cards but you see Akufo-Addo achoki the Supreme Court with MPP4 inti Mampini say person balance you can say bench into my appointing NDC4 so back 7 now we have the MPP judges, we have the NDC judges at the Supreme Court. They also MPP nasa okona say judge or tisu NDC now just obey you can raise an objection. Say judge or NDC no so MPP. So by all means I sure be so that's what I encourage people to do from now onwards. So court now say NDC every year is not our fault. When he said there was a time, now this thing was a perception. And this is for cow, it was a perception. But I feel in a reality.
So in your perception.
It's not my perception. Because once you've been able to appoint 7 judges to the Supreme Court, now you have affirmed, sir, Yes, or NPP for. Now you are bringing NDC for.
Meaning table on 10 and I say NDC co-position and NPP power. Obviously, Ghana 2 parties here.
Yes.
Most
one thing I have to be assured of, they say, we will do worse.
You will do worse.
Worse. That one I can assure you of that. Said ye who and said be said be. Bema will be a fee. Bema will be near Bema and see you so that's yes, will be a Bema or S will be what I just want to assure Ghanaians, they say, at the end, appoint to a Diomoko Supreme Court, Chief Justice ye in a dear by baby. That one, dear.
Obey Chief Justice, no. Effico.
One thing can be concluded here.
Okay.
If Adiomuye, Omutimi Ria, a president, that means Obi Baby anyone. What? It's
most of trust about to Timba,
but some trust to her, no one complain. Once a trust was that you affirm so are correct, no? Obi Baby, any bad. Because if a Chief Justice can be removed based on say or can 4 other judges who in that case so the way or money or say one or obi or in case see any kasa no now why any kasa yi it was single out one judge out of the 5 no say ye unity and a man penisi me so same way the prima facie
so omunko
there be first of all
it's petition na I could do my opinion anymore. That was okay on chain now one more shushu.
So first of all such a case was say unya any prima facie out of it. Prima facie means at the face of it no you share at the face of it now it doesn't need any proving.
Okay,
because first of all and you don't quite case when with the issue of police officer and Agongo said they be case. She wasn't the only person. There were 5.
Okay.
Why do you single her out? And then Mampenisi, this case a prima facie. The second one, obviously will make you recommendation, Mampini. Are we serious? In this country. So when you make a recommendation to the president, so where dear why are they? Appoint it because you hear more people at the bench. Because cases will be home. Appoint no, they never consider. Now, yes, I know ye.
Say we are all recommend you be a mom in conflict of interest being consulted.
So have you been able
to be a bar?
So
now
if there is
now recommending a panic buyer, definitely case you won't be a bit.
So conflict of interest, have you been able to establish it?
Okay.
It was because our conversation shouldn't be by perception, by assumption. Should be by facts and figures. Conflicts of interest, no way. Have you been able to establish it? No. Because and when they say the mere fact say all recommend you know, and you juma no. Na you juma. Na say ma recommend it. Boni be na mai misconduct no e here for. How does it fall under misconduct? And when I recommended them, then my benin po appointing rough for there. As I say, my Rebecca, whatever on the year I could do, although Nipa are pointing to your kind of say, Minister, oh, we have pastors who even lobby for people to be appointed to positions.
Okay.
One or two ministers are appointed ministers.
President.
But Nkofo, at me, advice, oh, far away. How am I money?
So, no need public position be almost anyway.
So what? Constitution here and you can't say what my many theaters. There's no constitutional provision.
Okay.
Maybe once I recommending no problem no. So one is recommendation issue 2. Or say omonema and kasai. And the third one the traveling. Traveling. You can say traveling policy. It is in there. Sir, it's either the spouse and as a back. Say empo say eno a former a grounds for removal.
Say enye nearby na it say enye odini kunu ne mama
ko odini kunu
to send to ya per diem de ma wo.
Yes, per omo policy no. I've forgotten the particular committee but that particular committee no recommendation or recommending or recommending for Article 71 holders,
Okay.
which the Chief Justice falls under. So it is either on the spouse,
Okay.
and also on the papa, on the spouse, on the spouse, and on the omukoswa. Per diem or no ebenyano, the same thing also almost here day, and also almost here.
Okay.
So it is clear, it is there. It's if my penny on him sad year winning now. Say many prima facie case out of this is very sad. A partner say already know all back a ben wakasu. I was say a clean judiciary. No, also this is an opportunity for me to clear it. It's an opportunity to remove this woman. This is an opportunity to make sure say the next step, say to remove the EC. This is an opportunity to get my people at the bench so that we can prosecute our cases without evidence. Because many can say there are so many, and we are 7th May.
Yeah.
When we said that about this, I was saying the Attorney General prosecuting Crawford. Or say or say mid-April, or be prosecuting, but we be crowd your car, say, or starting in March, and then we are in 5th May on prosecuting OBI. So what is he waiting for? That's the question.
Okay.
They just want to set up the judiciary as an NDC judiciary and prosecute people.
Send ye paya fase ana pra wada because on over ba send ye na onye hwe so a utima bo anku. It is also be prosecute no more set na say obi anya hwe ya so obi ansuro hwe.
Me nsuro hwe. Na so kai say edubo ahin case e ba say de ne kokoti. Ye ba media so be gu ni mu ase. Na by that time poni en charge ni. Mewa. If obi obedi masem any obi odi asem iba are on the same bed who money cry be egu so. So they have in case they don't have evidence, so they need to structure the whole system to favor most of their cases. They need to structure the system to make a constitutional interpretation to let John Dramani Mahama contest again for the presidency. They need to structure the system to make sure say easy or in nephew.
Say easy then who mass.
Who say ya imania petition charge.
Easy no.
Yes. So a calculated attempt. I be on my planning that. So they are just executing what they've planned. But one thing that they can be assured of is I want to say for 1,000 years there will be a Tambeko position. Whatever they will do or whatever they've done, they should be ready for a multiple fold of it.
Electoral Commissioner Simba said we should refer to Charlotte Osei.
Charlotte Osei case. The deputies and the accused of breach of contract.
Okay.
And she also accused them of corruption. Yes, and you'll be no community. Both Yapon and I didn't see what you actually. More than what they are. And a bedima penny. So if there is a breach of contract, there is a contract or Modima, there will be a breach of it, corruption case now about penny. I was so forwarded, said the constitution to the Chief Justice. By that time, name Amisofa Yakufu and the Chief Justice. And they went through the process. And their recommendation, they say, I was saying, they were not suspended. They were still in office when the whole process was ongoing. Until the final verdict came from the committee.
Okay.
And based on the recommendation from the committee, constitution is a recommendation by the panel. And then I was saying, and our recommendation is I was here. Yes.
It's that time, lady. Mampini and from Subia.
What they are saying, I'm catching now from so many.
As a 1 year from Subia. It's this time around now, Mampini Mahama, so I suspended a mamia. One of your shins, Sepopasa, I was saying, young yin at the Granos, or no so many. It's
very big. As I make it very busy. They make a show now. And from so many. So, August says, oh, my, ask me, Muna make. But my choice said, and you're my family. Change baby from so with the issue of your mammy Charlotte say. If from so way. Now let's come to your mammy Gertrude. Also, my child process and my quality constitutional you can say provisions and the actual baby from so no because me know can say is your constitutional instrument you. Anyway, so from some company no. And even to get a prima facie case from these frivolous petitions, it means that Ochinebi, another Chief Justice bar may court. Not Chief Justice may come anymore. I can write to the President to say on Pamo Chief Justice no. It's very simple.
Okay.
Say Chief Justice near mistake be now no or panel baby. Makes me actual petition come up and then my grounds will be based on the AC year in 2025. Because a bam ramwa, a debi a dear Duma Pie president. A sida near conscious, near very basic. It is a sida in some years, yeah, and also is here normal.
Okay. Mano, you won't write people more say more camp on a free action the air cost. I say a gentleman between Abronia and the honorable can accompany phone. And send me, I say, somewhat now, why am I no friend of who is a mosa, not a papa you.
A gentle baby, she near be being where he's when people.
What I want to
say, I'm very active on social media.
Okay.
I'm very active in this game of politics. BBAC, BBI, NDC, move by what's a funka game.
Yeah.
All the see. There begin where for in the game of politics. You see that these gentlemen are two mature people. At the end of the day, if Obi ko ye bibi na etia MPP mra na ye de emra edino balance, it's nothing. It's normal. We will come out of this very stronger than before. It's normal.
Near aircourse, you may also be could see MPP right no in some abronia akekadia for on a working home. Unti MPP maybe I so as at now yen tissue before.
I say maybe or how with here will be someone can raise it and then there will be a kind of say disciplinary action against him. That's fine. But I mean for me, when I make us say what I say MPP is sinking you
and yeah you won't sink.
When I make us say, who kai funka game? So kai funka game. Yeah, in the way I blood your memo. By the end of the day, NDC is still NDC. Alan, can I say Alan Nain and Adu? Way back 2008, 2007. Before Mbeko, you can say, you may see your promo. At the end of the day, the party is still the party. When you see politics in Puenya. At the end of the day, will be a barbeto.
You say 5 months in opposition. Just 5 months in opposition. That's a more Yamato. As a month means no position. Was it when you bring Modo
say MPP, CF as from the UGCC. Who is MPP? And another UGCC. A buyer by UP, a buyer will be obeying who dick a crappe era Busia. I don't cry one check. Maybe a big opportunity to be boom mine in the year 2000. It's just look from UGCC, ABC to that's no opposition actually. We know how opposition is. We know how opposition feels. And we are doing the work of an opposition party. Opposition party where you manage to put the governments on the tools. And they are you point it out to them with facts and figures. They are not out of mischief. We are now share the MPP for your opposition. Idea BBA. And I mean, we don't just talk. We walk the talk.
Okay.
Until we are about 5 minutes and that. That's the work of an opposition party.
Okay.
I know it is too early. Say mobile put pressure on the government. You know, John Mahama, Tiffany Donald Trump. I will be former president of Maba. Should Donald Trump here or US? I don't say idea about why high US for that tariff war. Aside that, all pay for me on complaining because of the buy and chair. Until I was saying this for you or buy and chair. No, because of a pay or a kind of experienced driver. What baby that? And to be a baby that yes, you on your say or buy and chair. It makes like as one can necessary. And the more so buy a kind say no experience or number one. Why be that? Also why mistakes? Or about correcting the mistakes. So you can't say I come to correct the mistakes and still repeat the same mistake. So that's what I say. So that's what I just wonder. We are not doing anything out of context. Be a opposition in Juma. And so with a clean heart, with a clean mind, and looking forward to some penny. Maybe I make us say, you should contact MPP. Maybe I hope you know. Yes, say, the person mind the cost.
Okay.
And you're ferry. It's me free and an alcohol. So we are in the same because as a being also.
Now, I hear Ghana found 20.
And I know and then no one in here.
Senator, is a idea or Ghana found 20 among New Ghana for kind e-levy, modify a kind warranty, betting tax, a kind warranty, COVID, a kind warranty, near Dr. Mahama Bomia cry aircan.
So that negatives,
to petrol,
and I
kind warranty.
Positives also.
And they're just a little
bit. Once I would me pointing out negatives, they should be able to point out the positives.
There was a someone can say,
to better say, on also buy a free senior high school or the buyer. And then some George, it's me who drew none in Yachty. Who draws nine, hey, say that here, no meaning, sir, any day. I dare they criticize. And then every constituency, a ambulance because of our Kufado, they see that. Oh, remember her. Agenda 111, ye shall see it. Be or how you be any you do some level. I can go on and on digitization agenda formally, over renew health insurance. You need to go stay there for days. My no force with me Ghana card. I can go on and on from a sector of models.
Some like I say, Ghana card registration. I'm register SIM cards. I don't know. Data be any horse science. This is
just a joke. Was me that or no like I grown in this so.
Oh, or a minister.
But who can say ultimately fair by former vice president religious prostitute? Remember, he called the former vice president a religious prostitute, and he made me say, I'm just describing him. He's a joke. He's a joke.
Say I
there wasn't a cross because there wasn't a cross reference or say cross because what register and also cross check with NIA data.
Okay,
that's what he's saying though. And a lot of friend registration. So they've already been the registration, but I'll say they should have crossed it with NIA data. That's all. And no person who prefer Ghana Sika. If I don't cry down, say if true no credit, yeah. But what is so difficult for you to just cross things? You need to put. And make us say, I even doubt.
Okay.
Say they all can put in the crack because it's easy for them. The same Sandro Becker say if the president is not benefiting from Galamsey, he should be able to end it within 6 weeks, 6 days. The same Sam George recently continue TV Becker say it is unfair. See a best expected Mahama so be ending Galamsey in 26 days. Sorry, 96 days. So we ask ourselves, why my say president he's the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. If truly you want to fight her, within 6 days you should be able to finish it. To finish Galamsey. Then you come back in power, come and tell us, say you're unfair, say they're expecting an experienced driver. So be ending within 96 days.
Say Galamsey more time no what science power blue water gas we want to macra or money na born to share say Galamsey because we be no dey hint na
the Bianca say aside some job being a joke, the whole government machinery of the National Democratic Congress is a joke. Because over be my TS as a policies be on person way rule. Okay. Back home, let's say over declare state of emergency. Get to me. You repeal at the airline permits circle mining in our forest reserve. What can so the AI ever fight Galamsey? What can say king pains be or home ya? Or more you will see a chum and small girls and small boys. Catch me. There's 4 things about the bosom. They want to implement.
So politicians are in the pipeline.
Then state of emergency, you need how many days to declare state of emergency? Pipeline bay. Pipeline are 4 months. And then pipeline there. Now they because Ghana 4 year results. If it's in the pipeline that 4 months and back, let's just break the pipeline. Now you see results. LI or so very repealing and he's amended that particular LI. So what does somehow can wound this so? Or catch as a king pays bill I say a chiomo. MMBC is for any ministers. They be a medium. Go and arrest them. Because catch them say no more. Go and arrest them if truly or my watch me. I won't defend any MPP person. Truly, what committee any act of corruption.
Okay.
Go and arrest them. But you can't tell us in opposition, come to power, and then turn yourself like a total bulldog. You are just talking, you are just backing, not biting. We just want to see him bite. Go and arrest them.
Okay.
We are not seeing any action. Who can say the AI ever fighting? We are not seeing AI. Adidas boys and girls when they are calling you more as your mongo fight. We are not seeing the AI. And not gonna force your move here. Small girls and boys here and they arrest you. You are also arresting the same people.
Okay.
You can't do the same thing and expect a different result. Remember? So the cast out there, yeah. At the end of the day, never say, oh yeah, you know, maybe a maybe a hand or two, I touch him, yeah, just fine. But you can't make a promise. Come, yeah, mouth to me. Not the old kind, you know. You are not doing any of them. It's very sad. Till I got a follow him because almost Mahama scam here. But I say before election, Mamotias said this is the same old John Mahama. The Bosch said 2012. What should Bosch say? Just 20-something% looking for failure. Almost 70%. 1 year one share. And then moving or repeating this year's election. Say you pay assembly members, you do the name now says 2012. 1 year to me. 1 year. We told Ghanaians. But sometimes I don't really blame Ghanaians per se. Younger son, yes, we fear me and Tigania. When we look at the voter turnout, we shall John Mahama, MPP for me. I don't want to use this particular statement because sometimes we will go for to Abama MPP. Was a new piano better to Abama or MPP?
Yeah.
So, Yenya go for to Abama MPP last 4 years, getting close to almost 2 million, 2.1 million. Oman to Aba. Yenya go for mobile register almost 900,000. It would mean now boom, it was a 3 million. Oman to Aba. Ebimuso a new entrant. Who shared John Mahama vote on Yaya? Who striking the difference from last 4 years and this year? The addition was just like 61,000.
Okay.
So there were 2 million votes.
Oman
2 million for Oman 2 million people Oman to. And now almost 1 million of form register. But they didn't see NDC as an alternative. Comparing their vote, the vote last 4 years. That's in 2020 and in 2024. These 3 million people didn't sway to NDC.
Okay.
So which means they didn't trust in them.
Okay.
But maybe they are swaddling at some time, at a point. Me believe this is with the NDC for full of incompetence. So visionless, directionless. It's me if ye added Nyoma to whole year. I'm sure the next 4 years, Ghanaians will come back to Iraq Fuado. Ghanaians will come back to the new patriotic party. Now, because members of Ghana, because Mona Musumua, Yenny Timidi, Emo, BA, any free senior high school by Kokufuado say, if ye be some amount of money to go there. At least, Obaboko school, or the different free senior high school, or because I come back check pizza, and the beggar students. And then we video, the students are complaining. Cocoa raw sugar and pudding.
And some more time, I'm with the free senior high school by one check pizza and a beggar.
I'm catching some better pizza. They were complaining. Who went this for communicators?
Some better pizza.
Almost say, I'm going to be pa. Now, you're going to be a pizza and a beggar. What make I say, oh, car,
welcome for no quite a gun and pizza and a beggar, but there's any gun.
Some make up the crew. So, calling you be a pay. Look, I never saw some of your cooking peacekeeper. every brain normal the amount and say peace care baby be branch on in all the regions. Now go more low now mako feeding kwale. But you know senior high school boarding. Can you pay fees nimpo? Eduane because eduane e ma dodo de. Onya ne say de wuti fia wo ma me ya ma ne ebusua. Enu na enye ne akufo do ase de shots. Okay. It's the sub gas me wa. Gas wo ho ne ho ne ma ba NDC for my Gen Z for ne ti ase say oh this is the first time I AC da. And now omusu gi na so de koye de eto abati aye. Etini ese na medical kan na expect say na ka pizza bi na ka burger bi na ka maybe fufuo ni aponchen krakra bi na ka koto ne ebunebunu bi se na ka service student no me say afedi yididi
ma no mo mo penso mo anye ne sa ye de enkomo ni sie brere ko na me mi sa we fentwa to say send ye wo kan say mo anye mo niema bi yi enti no wo oje tum eti say mo ye mo niema bi yi a Ghana fo betimi asan aba mo ha be so a kire mu moto ya mokwe asamba ko Dr. Muhammad Baumi aka ye ne say ensem bi amokeketeti amoho tema na moko primaries no eno ye one factor ma bulu say because opposition party no na ya de awo body tia mo ye pa ye hwe ne ekosu ya nsem kro na nsem wo nsem fatanana mo sai kadeteti amoho e wo to ya ekosu ne nsem e PPP o ye sure say 2028 NDC as a party why you ready for government NPP sorry
me I mean we are Dr. Lajiba Muduba me asamo kado and because the dream be na NDC for the or more there was one particular person behind the video na now more the air campaign edit here that person and so is a trick the also say here o consider me who say Dr. Muduba me aka asem ti obi bia during air campaign me who say thank you to me who say na no akwakotia
some more can you watch say we na na bunia yin na want say arrogance of power betting tax no kan o menti o na mo ye campaign
this is not about me
o mo to aba na after 3 days to election na ya to petrol ni na ya de ye ya say
we journalists we say ya buy na to petrol we boy in your car say 3 days to election no want to petrol and you buy na to petrol OMCs and they determine the price of
say they abide me at time my year to aba
baby
flat
they are buying here this will be manage the exchange rate but when we call the world market not the world market price na cost abide me the world market price cost abide me arrogance of power everything here Dr. Mahmoud Bamia kan ya dey wo my kokwe report ni
report it must move from trouble
yeah because any public it's not for public consumption
then you say dem mokike mo
say yeah NPP fund dey share okay omo ne ekọ mo nche ne no mo kokasa and omo say when the cause say defeat and one of the recommendation of the we say we should accept and apologize one of the recommendation they say your coin no ebi mo say levy arrogance of power say he was stressing on the omaka say mo ye ba mo say 3 days ago yate yeah you say a mistake yes so he begged them the general secretary did say it will be obey engaging bia did that so that's a recommendation so he just implemented the recommendation of your can say the Michael Quay report. It's a Saka report. And a party media. And a Ghana for you now. And party media. And the party, they say, yellow. And on a yeah, from Ghana, Maria. Say, open a copy of the way the you have to try your possible best contest for one of our positions. Maybe we'll call a national officer, you'll be preview to that. But it's not for public. Say, or Krumani, this report, you can't say, a Kusibucha report. Don't want to release it to the public. Okay. And then NDC for there. Or more internal election. Or more Koyanyi. And they take what reports about Mukushim. They are causing a defeat. The MPPS are here. They cause a Pakushim. They are causing a defeat. At the end of the day, a better now. A better person recommendation. What they might hear. The base here was here expanding the home your man. A baby at the end of the election say 2028. MPP for Mubufu
okay.
And conform to Obama MPP last 4 years almost one way or the other BBC year almost last year the amount to about my and any other person who ye bit me APP name pa kono affiliate MPP na ombeto abama ye no you make sure say we do that so that inshallah in 2028 no there Ghana for there omo ni omo Ghana for no omo ye mu anaka na yeto abadwo Mahama belusi for mo empia beto aba be pia ba beto aba nkofo omo say o menya we ti me nkoto aba no omo nyina eba be there eba beto aba. It for me I believe say if we are able to correct our mistake, which we will surely do, 2028 inshallah you surely win the election.
Mano me das pa. Abusia ye ne mano da ko oye communicator edima NPP amanyoko no ene no atwetwe enkomo mesro so obija wo comment e wo video ya se enya temi ne okan ya woni no anya dwene no wonso kire wadwene mu mamma immediate eye too much GA ana oni gusa we hwe bi aka subscribe button so na de pe ona kan ho se na be na upload to mo ape sa ebidi kan akabi all the social media handles, say Facebook, say Twitter, say Instagram, and say TikTok, baby, no, too much. Oh, follow no, now I subscribe, no, I like your share. So I not overflow so and so I keep that good, and I'm just so.